Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. In the previous video we talked about some of the new PvE challenges that are coming in the April update. It was sort of the part 1 of this video, so if you missed it, click the image on screen or the link in the description box below to check that out. Now in this video we're going to take a closer look at your endgame progression and what that means for the current Taken King content. We're also going to take a look at what we know so far in regards to weapons. Now in the last video I mentioned that the light level cap is being raised to 335. Now Bungie did refer to this as a significant light increase, so what does that exactly mean? And is this a truly significant increase in light? Well, the short answer is yes. In year 1 they raised the level cap by 2 for each of the expansions, and that marked 2 power steps for each update. And in year 2, while the power steps are not visible, they're actually at every 5 light intervals. Which means if you're at 310 light, for example, you're going to see a noticeable increase to your power once you hit 315. So to put it in perspective of year 1, we're going to have 3 power steps in this update. Next we have King's Fall Normal, which is going to start dropping gear at up to 320 light, and King's Fall Hard Mode, which is going to drop gear at up to 330 light. You can also expect the difficulties of these to be raised accordingly. So I wouldn't be surprised if the light level for the King's Fall Normal mode to be raised to 300 if not 310. I'm perfectly happy with this change because we're probably also going to be hearing about the vendor weapon reset, which will most likely start having weapons available at 300 light. It looks like they're also going to be scaling the difficulty of the Court of Oryx, and it now has a chance of dropping artifacts that are up to 335 light. This is a really nice addition, as ghosts and artifacts are typically the things that hold back guardians from increasing their light. Now we have one last topic of discussion, and that is going to be the gear set. Now while we didn't get very many specific pieces of information about this, we did get a few confirmations. First up, we have a brand new set of Queen's Wrath gear that can drop at up to 335 light. And you're going to be able to obtain one piece from this weapon set for hitting that 30,000 point mark on the Prison of Elders scorecard. Aside from the Queen's Wrath gear, there also seems to be a Taken set of gear and possibly a brand new Prison of Elders set of gear as well. Now of course that is just the endgame gear, and I really hope there's also going to be a refresh of the vendor gear as well. At this point I would be okay with just re-rolls on the current weapons, but it would be really cool to see a brand new set of weapons from the faction vendors and the Vanguard and Crucible Quartermasters. Now while next week's stream is going to feature a lot more specific information about the gear that we're going to be getting as well as some of its new features, I don't want to end this video before talking about the big elephant in the room, and that is going to be the new column of perks on the weapons. Now what I'm about to talk about is substantiated by a couple quotes in the new Game Informer article where they talked to the live team's design lead Ryan Paratus. Now in that article they were talking a bit more in depth about the April update, and there are a couple quotes that I want to pull from that interview. The first quote was when they were talking about cosmetic items in the April update, and he said that the live team has definitely been hard at work for new vanity items for your guardians, including ships, sparrows, and new visual gear that we're not quite ready to discuss yet. The next quote is when talking about the goal for the April update, and he mentions that we wanted to provide awesome new vanity items for players to both express themselves better and to look like the badass that they truly are. The next hint is in the preview tooltip for the Her Fury sniper rifle from the new Queen's Wrath weapon set. In this section of that tooltip where you see the description of the perks, we see something very curious. It says there's a perk that activates a red chroma glow. And if we move to the upgrade screen of that weapon, we can see that there is a very curious new second column. Now of course they didn't show us what this column is, but if I had to venture a guess, it's probably a new way for us to customize the appearance of our weapons. Now this does look to be a random roll, but for this weapon at least it seems to be able to give your weapon a red glow. My guess is that you select the top octagon to activate the actual glow, and then the circle with the X underneath it will remove the glow. Now of course this opens up a whole new world of weapon customization, so it's going to be really interesting to learn exactly how it works. This also might explain what appears to be a Taken weapon and armor set. It's possible that you might be able to get a chroma slot that lets your weapon or armor appear Taken. But of course this is all speculation, we're going to learn a lot more during next week's stream. In summary, I have some reservations on how replayable the Prison of Elders will actually be this time around, but on the flip side, it looks like there's going to be a lot of cool new things to collect. I'm pretty excited about next week where we're going to learn about what that is specifically, so tune in next week to learn more. What are your thoughts on all of this, and do you think chromas will scratch the itch for weapon shaders? Leave them in the comments below. Drop a like if you can, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.